What's good, YouTube? Welcome to class with Dr. Cash. And just to start this video off, I don't refer to myself as a true doctor, not a DOCTOR. I don't have any degrees, no doctorate whatsoever. I refer to myself as Dr. Cash because Dr. Dot Take Cash. The real Take Cash. Just to clear that up. Okay. Have to be crystal clear about certain stuff. So how are y'all doing? Fun family, Cash Crew, Angel Gang, Evolutionist, whoever you are. Maybe you're confused. You don't know what you are. I'll tell you. Um, as you can see from the title, evolution is not a fact, and I just want to speak on that. Speak on that. And I lost the. I had the page on the dictionary ready, but I just messed it up. Oh, I found it just like that too. I want to give y'all some definitions before we started. Evolution. Evolution is not a fact. What's not a fact? What is evolution? What if you don't know the definition? I will tell it to you straight out the dictionary. Evolution. Right here. Process of development from a simple to a complex life form of gradual changes of progressive change. That's a lie. Sure. Look, hold up. Development happens, changes happen, variations happen, but from a simple to a complex life form, what do they mean by that? What's a complex life form? What's a simple life form? Well, first of all, there's no such thing. All life is complex. There is no such thing as a simple life form. They look at amoebas and protista and bacteria. Oh, it's a simple life form. There's no such thing. Life itself is complex. It is not simple whatsoever. Just one reason why it couldn't arise by blind chance, as the evolutionists believe. But one moment, I will get to that. So yeah, that's what evolution means. Life is complex. It is not simple whatsoever. Even what they consider a simple life form, that is not true. Life is complex. I'm about to say the smallest cell in your body, but one cell in your body is more complex than a space shuttle. The most complex thing built by man. Your cell. You should look at a diagram of a cell, the mitochondria, the nucleus. A cell is complex. Nothing simple about it whatsoever. Yet they think it arose by chance 3.6 billion years ago, or whatever they believe. But we'll get on that. Secondly, since evolution is not a fact, what is it? Is it a theory? No. It's not even a hypothesis. It's a religion. Which, I will tell you what a religion means. Straight out the dictionary. Religion, right on the word. Any system of belief, practices, and ethical values resembling, etc., resembling, suggestive, or likened to such a system. It gives an example even. Look at the example. I can't show you what I can, but it might not focus. Humanism as a religion. Isn't that interesting? Try to show you. You could pause that. Hope it focus. Maybe it's focused. You could pause that though, and see if I'm right. And I wish I had the cover, but I took this from school. I took a lot of stuff. I took a few things from school when I graduated. This was one of them, but there's no proof. So if you don't believe me, come by, come see me. In Florence, South Carolina, I will gladly show you a dictionary. I will open it up, show you the definition of religion, because evolution is a religion. It is not a science. There's no proof for it. Science, you know what science is? Science is things we can study, observe, test, and demonstrate. Evolution is none of those things. No one has ever seen a dog come from a non-dog. No one has ever seen this common ancestor they swear we all have or all life comes from. They say that all life on Earth is related. Plants, animals, humans, dogs, whales, soybean trees, we're all related from a common ancestor. Do you believe that? I sure don't. Because that is heresy if you ask me. That's calling Jesus a liar. I'll get on that later, but right now I want to show you that humanism, as they just gave in the example, humanism is a religion. Humanism, yada yada yada, outlook or system attaching prime importance. Look at this, an outlook or system of thought attaching prime importance to humans rather than a divine or supernatural matters. So, the humanist looks at its prime importance towards us, man. Man is God in the humanist worldview. That's what it is, a worldview, it's a religion. But without a God. Because man is God. They don't attach prime importance to divine and supernatural matters, the Holy Ghost, the Father, the Son, Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, who died for your sins on the cross, whether you believe it or not. What do the humanists believe? Let's go down here. Humanists believe that the human experience, rational thinking, provide the only source of both knowledge and the moral code to live by. Look at that. Look at that. I would say that goes with evolution. I would say, I was gonna say, I was gonna mess it up, but this is accurate. What I'm about to say. I would say all evolutionists are humanists, and all humanists are evolutionists. Well, no. All evolution, that was inaccurate. Excuse me. All evolutionists are humanists, but not all humanists are evolutionists. Because you don't have to believe in evolution to be a humanist. But if you believe in evolution, you are a humanist. There are no, because there's no, evolution. There's no God. It takes out the equation of God. Some people don't believe that. Some people think I believe in theistic evolution. Why can't have God made it and it evolved? First of all, if you believe in any God like that, that's a dumb God. Like my God, God of the Bible, he gets it right first time. He doesn't need any mistakes. He doesn't have to have years of death and then bring about the right thing that he wants. He get it right the first time. That's what I believe. Anyway, though, I'm getting a little bit off topic, but they reject the idea of knowledge revealed to human beings by gods or in special books. Isn't that interesting? Humanists believe that knowledge and moral code to live by comes from the human experience and rational thinking of man. That's interesting. And I would say people believe, let me jump back real quick. People believe that evolution, people believe that they can believe in God and evolution, but no, you cannot. You may think you can, but you cannot. Read your Bible sometime, because they are total opposites. Just to give you a few examples. They say, the Bible says God made the stars. God made the stars after the earth. I think they believe the earth was made after the stars and all that. The sun and the stars. God made the earth before the sun and all that. They believe dinosaurs came from birds. They believe birds came from dinosaurs. The Bible teaches God made the birds first, then the land creatures, who would be dinosaurs and reptiles. It also says that evolution also believes there was, everything died before we got here. Whole bunch of animals, whole bunch of plants aren't alive. Anyway, hold on. I'll get into that later. Before you think I'm crazy, but I'm actually accurate. They believe that death brought man into the world, whereas the Bible clearly teaches that man brought death into the world. Nothing died before Adam sinned. Whereas the evolutionists believe there was a lot of death before man arrived on the scene. That is what I call a heresy. Somebody's got to be right or wrong. The Bible and evolution contradict each other. And understand what I'm saying. Not science. Science fits with the Bible wonderfully. No problems with science in the Bible. The Bible is historically and scientifically accurate. Evolution has conflict with the Bible because evolution is not science, which I will explain thoroughly as time goes on this channel and in this video possibly. This video I want to explain why evolution is not a religion. First off, by comparing it to humanism, because evolution is essentially humanism, except all humanists don't have to believe evolution occurred. But all evolutionists are humanists. You have to understand what I'm saying, because they don't believe in no higher power. And like I said, you could think God made it and it evolved, but the Bible does not teach that. You're not a Bible believing Christian if you believe that. I'm a Bible believing Christian. I believe everything in there. Everything in there. Okay, so look. Look at this. Scientific American, 15 answers to creationist nonsense. Creationists don't spit nonsense, first of all. We spit facts. This is who they believe their ancestors were. Or this is who they believe their relatives was. And they always, people are a little inaccurate. We don't come from apes. They don't claim we come from apes. They claim we're related to apes, which is still inaccurate. But they do believe something non-ape and non-human, our common ancestor, which doesn't exist, what they believe does, produced apes and humans. There's no observation of that. There's no scientific evidence of that. They look at our DNA structures. I posted something about that earlier. Humans and chimpanzees, 99% similar, 96% genetic similarity. What does that prove? There are many things with many things that share the same amount of chromosomes. Does that prove they're related? Y'all will see as I go further and get in depth with my videos, because I'm a novice right now, a novice creationist, but I have the potential to be a great one. I believe I'm a great one right now. I just don't have everything I can show y'all right now organized. But I want to do this video because I know the facts in my brain. Look at this. Hold up. Look at this. The verified facts of evolution, microevolutionary. There's 6 definitions of evolution. First of all, I explained to y'all what evolution was from the dictionary, but there are 6 definitions essentially. That was biological evolution, what I read from the dictionary. You know, one complex life. I mean, simple life to complex life. There is no simple life though. Life is complex in itself. There's no such thing as a simple life form. If it's alive, it's complex. Trust me. Also, so let me tell y'all the 6 definitions of evolution. Why I have them in my mind. Let me see if I have a picture. I'm sure I have a picture that will also help explain. I should have had this ready set up, but you know, y'all know like to wing things. Ooh, hold up. I can't show you right now, but I could definitely explain it to you. Cosmic evolution, the origin of time, space, and matter. How did that get here? How did time, space, and matter get here? They had to all arrive at the same time because time, space, and matter is a continuum. The time, space, matter continuum. They all have to arrive at the same time. You can't have you can't have matter and time without space, because where would you put it? You can't have matter and space without time, because when would you put it? You can't have space and time without matter, because what would you put in there? But anyway, there's also chemical evolution. How did the elements get here? If the Big Bang is true and it produced what? Helium and some hydrogen and some helium. How do we get all 118 elements we have today? That's including the synthetic ones. You could fuse with nuclear fusion in the stars, but you can't fuse past iron. That's a serious problem. Then there's stellar evolution. How did the stars get here? How did the stars and the sun and all that evolve? The planets and stuff. How did that evolve? No one's ever seen a star form. We see stars blow up all the time. Look, no one has ever seen one form. They see a spot in the sky getting brighter. Oh, we saw a star form. No, you didn't. You saw a spot in the sky getting brighter. That might have been a dust cloud clearing. There was a star behind it. Not one forming. No one has ever seen a star form. Don't let them tell you that. Then there's organic evolution. That's the 4th one. I already gave you 3 just now. That's the 4th one. How did life arise? How did we get here? We're here. How did we get here? How did life arise? They believe from spontaneous generation, abiogenesis, that's what it's also known as. They believe life arose from non-life, which is scientifically inaccurate. It's not observable, testable, demonstratable. No one can see that. That's not empirical science. It's not even what's the opposite of empirical science? I don't know that, but it's not even that. It's a religion. It's a belief that life arose from non-life with no evidence whatsoever. Because in this article, you'll see the guy try to refer to there's indirect evidence for evolution. No, there's not. If there is some, please show me. There's no evidence for evolution whatsoever. Anyway, on to the 5th one. Macroevolution. Changes from one kind of animal to another kind of animal or organism. No, that's no proof whatsoever. Never been observed, studied, tested, or demonstrated whatsoever, which is what science is. Things we study, observe, test, and demonstrate. It's not science. There's no proof for that whatsoever. Cause, hold up, where was I at? There's no proof for that whatsoever. Macroevolution. They believe all life had a common ancestor. So something that was a non-whale, a non-dog, a non-human, a non-ape, a non-plant, a non-fungi, all produced them today. We share a common ancestor. So I have to show you a chart. Look, I have to show you a chart. Look at it. Look at this. They should have basic ones. These look pretty complex, which is what life is, by the way. Yet they believe it happened by chance billions of years ago, long ago and far away. We can't see it happen by chance now. We can't see life arise from non-life now. But they believe Earth's early primitive atmosphere had the organic compounds for life. Oh, this is perfect right here. Can you believe this? They have this for. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, look at this. This is just for apes or not even apes, because monkeys are not apes. They always compare the similarities between humans and apes, but I would think I would think apes are more related to monkeys, wouldn't you? But they don't want to look at that. Anyway, though, they want to say we are related to them, which we're not. Don't believe that. It is a lie. Monkeys, New World monkeys, Old World monkeys, gibbons, orangutans, these are the. I don't know if if it doesn't have a tail, it's an ape. If it has a tail, it's a monkey. The gibbon doesn't have a tail in its silhouette, but it might have a little stubby one. But these are the apes. They classify us as an ape, but that's because we use Carl Linnaeus's modern day classification system. God's classification system may be very different from our modern day classification system. For example, in the Bible, it doesn't talk about plants dying or plants fade and wither. They don't die though, not in the Bible at least. In the biblical sense, plants are not alive. In the biblical sense, things that are alive have the breath of life. You know, they have the breath of life. They don't have the breath of life, they're not alive. Plants have a body. They don't have a soul. They don't have a mind. They don't have blood. Plants aren't alive, at least not in the biblical sense. That's insects as well. Insects breathe through their skin and spiracles, not through their nostrils. Through the nostrils of the breath of life. But that's another topic, another discussion. I'm all off topic, but because this is what they believe though. That's why this is what they believe. Look, we're all related. Look, this is the common ancestor they talk about. If y'all can see this, the Z, something that was a non-monkey, a non-ape, a non-human. We're all related to, which is a lie. Humans didn't come from anything. Humans came from Adam, the first human created by God. This is heresy. This is calling Jesus a liar. At the beginning, he made them. He and she, male and female. Look that verse up. Look at this. They believe all life forms are related. They should have put a plant up here because they believe all life on Earth is related. Plants, animals, mushrooms, which are fungi, everything. Which is a lie. It's idiotic if you ask me. There's no proof for that. Shark, tuna, frog. We all came from something, which is a lie. Our common ancestor, a lie. I know who my common ancestor is, Adam, and then probably Ham after the flood. Oh yeah, see, this is perfect. I'm gonna have to save this. I'll find out how to save it later. Look at this. What did I say? Look at it on my phone. I can't even pronounce it, but the point is, they believe mollusks, arthropods, worms, and plants, and all type of stuff are related to the common ancestor. That's a lie. And I'll show you why. Oh, what did I just... I'm gonna find a better chart today too. I got better stuff in my PowerPoint slides, but I'm not doing that right now because I got a lot of tweaking to do. But when y'all see that, that's really a good teaching. Hold up. Okay. Hold up. Let me look this up real quick. Genesis 7:1. Yada yada yada. We're gonna have to get the King James Bible. They went into Noah, unto the ark, two of all flesh, whereas in the breath of life. That's all that had to be saved in the ark. That's all that's alive, probably, in God's classification system. Not the insects, not the plants, not the fungi, not the bacteria, not the protista, not the amoebas. Everything with the nostrils, everything whose nostrils is the breath of life. Birds, reptiles, mammals, amphibians. They got nostrils, they breathe through them, the breath of life. Hello. Just want to clarify that up, because I know it's Genesis 7:15. Okay. Now to get to John Rennie's article from Scientific American, trying to disprove the arguments that creationists use. Evolution is only a theory. It is not a fact or a scientific law. That is true. Very true. He tries to refute that here with a whole bunch of silly talk. All scientists frequently rely on indirect evidence. Physicists cannot see subatomic particles directly, for instance, so they verify their existence by watching for telltale tracks that the particles leave in cloud chambers. Excuse me. This is very true. We cannot observe subatomic particles directly with the naked eye or with the microscope and stuff like that. So we look for telltale tracks. The indirect evidence. Please, they say evolution has indirect evidence, such as the fossil record, which is a lie. Evolution has no indirect evidence anywhere. Not the geologic column, not the fossil record, not radiometric dating, not embryology, not geology, not genetics, nothing. There is no evidence for evolution whatsoever. They have it from all these places where they try to say that there is, but there is not. There is none. Trust me. And don't trust me because I will explain it thoroughly as time goes on. This is the first video I'm doing on the topic, so I'm probably rusty, but yeah, watch as I get better through time, because I know what I know. What I know is the truth. Yeah, so there's some science that has to rely on indirect evidence. I would argue that's what creation science is, which is what I'm teaching, or which is what science about the Bible is about, which refutes evolution because it makes no sense whatsoever. The science of creation, that's what creation science is. There we go. Take this toothpick out my mouth so I can speak better, so I can hear me better. Hello. Natural selection. It says based on circular reasoning. That's what we try to say, the creationists. The fittest are those who are survived, and those who are survived are the fittest. That's very true. What does survival of the fittest even mean? He said that's a conversational way to describe natural selection. They try to say natural selection creates new information or something. Natural selection selects. There's no new information ever being added to the gene code. But, let's go. We'll go on. So look at this. More technical description speaks of differential rates of survival and reproduction. That's, of course, natural selection. You put a Great Dane, a Chihuahua, a Pug, and a Pit Bull, and a Mastiff all out into the wild. Let them breed, do their thing, yada, yada, yada. When you come back, who's going to be weeded out? The weaker ones. The Chihuahuas, the Pugs, they're going to be gone. They can't survive out there like that. Not at least in competition with the Pit Bulls and the Mastiffs and the Great Danes. So that's what natural selection is. It selects the good parts of the gene code and it gets rid of the stuff it doesn't need. That's all. It doesn't create any new information whatsoever. Like they try to say, like they try to sneak in that it does. It doesn't. I thought this was a touch screen. I got him wilding. Look, this is the example he gives. Drop a fast breeding pair of small beaked finches and slower breeding pair of large beaked finches on the island full of food seeds. Within a few generations, the fast breeders may control the food resources. Yet, if the large beaks crush more easily crushed seeds, I messed that up. If they crush the seeds more easily, the advantage may tip to the slow breeders. I don't know how he said that. I don't know how that makes any sense. If the fast breeders... Oh, okay. I get what he's saying. They got small beaks and they breed fast. They got large beaks, but they breed slow. I almost got confused. Gotta read. The large beaks crush seeds, right? Okay, so, they crush seeds. They crush seeds more easier. But they breed slower. But because they could do it easier, their advantage may go to them. But these people, they breed faster. But, they got smaller beaks. That's what he's saying. But, look. That's what Charlie Darwin did. A big-time evolutionist who they consider a great scientist, even though the only degree he ever had was a theology degree. And then became an atheist. And I don't like saying that because there's no such thing as an atheist. To be an atheist, you have to know there's a God. There's no God. And you could not possibly know that. You don't even know half of everything, let alone know there's not a God. Everyone who doesn't believe in God, there's no such thing as not believing in God. God doesn't believe in atheists. You don't believe in God, He doesn't believe in you either. You're agnostic. You're agnostic. You don't know if there's a God because you can't say you can't say there's no God. There's no proof. You can't argue that. You can't say you know there's not a God. You know what I'm saying? But they say stuff like that. No human has ever seen a dinosaur, a live dinosaur. How you can't know that. You think that, you believe that. You don't know that though. But you know, that gets on the topic on what do we know. But we know a lot things we can prove. But the examples I just gave, we cannot. We don't know that. Already 25 minutes in. It seems like I've been talking for about 5. Look, I'm only 3 minutes in right here. I mean, I'm only on the 3rd bullet or 3rd. What did he say? I'm only on the 3rd answer to creation nonsense. It's really evolution nonsense. And they try to say creationism versus evolution. No, it's creation versus evolutionism. Evolution is a religion. And creation, we argue our creation science is based on indirect evidence, just like particle physics or particle science, you know? That's what we argue. But we don't argue that it's not a religion. Christianity, creation science, is very much a religion. We just want the evolutionists to admit that it's a religion as well. There's no proof. They have no proof. They believe long ago, far away, life evolved from non-life. They believe we all share a common ancestor. There's no proof for none of that. I want you to understand, the things they said they have proof for, there is none. It's all been discredited. They believe these things very much. Very much so. Look at this. Oh yeah, this is my favorite. Evolution is unscientific because it is not testable or falsifiable. It makes claims about events that were not observed and can never be recreated. Very true. Evolution is unscientific. It's not science. We need to get it out of the school books. It is in the textbooks. The lies of evolution. We need to get it out. Kids are being brainwashed every day, thinking this is true, thinking the earth is billions of years old, thinking dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, thinking life arose from non-life. These are lies. There's not science. They're not provable, testable, demonstratable. They're lies. You need to get them out the textbooks, because they're using mine and your tax dollars to pay for this in the public school system, and I'm tired of it. They say this blanket dismissal ignores microevolution and macroevolution. Oh wait, did I even get to the last? I think I just jumped into something else. I didn't describe the last thing of evolution. As I said, the 6 definitions. I think I gave y'all 5 because I'm all over the place. This is my first discussion on the topic. But I'm very true. I'm very right. There's only 6. I mean, the 6th definition of evolution is microevolution. That happens. Variations within the kind. Humans started off black in Africa, created by God, Adam and Eve. Now they're white, they're Asian, all type of stuff. Dogs, the first dog kind. Now there's a whole bunch of dog kinds. The first birds, now there's a whole bunch of birds. The first bear kind is a whole bunch of bears. Variations within the kind happen. There's no argue about that. Microevolution is science, but macroevolution, stellar, chemical, organic, cosmic, not science whatsoever. It's not testable, demonstratable. There's no science whatsoever. It's not science whatsoever. There's no evidence. Look at this. Macroevolution, which is a lie. See, look, microevolution looks at changes within species over time. Includes speciation. If any of y'all got this far, I'm about to drop the real jewels. Because there is no... they don't have evolution. They don't have a concrete definition of species. There is none. What is a species? Let's look up what a species is, y'all. What they tell us a species is. What is a species? In biology, hold up, because that didn't tell you nothing. That didn't tell me nothing. It's like I know it's a taxonomic rank. I know it's a division of organisms in biology. I'm not a dummy. In a unit of biodiversity, I know that. I need my viewers to know the definition of a species. What do these scientists and evolutionists consider a species? Who decides what a new species is? A group of living organisms consisting of individuals capable of exchanging genes or interbreeding. The species is a principal natural taxonomic unit, ranking below a genus and denoted by a Latin binomial. You know, cause the last part was explaining how they get the name Homo sapien. You know. Anyway, that's incorrect. There we go. That may be their definition of species, but that doesn't hold up. It really doesn't. As I'll show you, a dog and a wolf are different species, yet they're infertile. They can reproduce, as can their offspring. A tiger, you can see where I'm going with this, because I just gave it away. A tiger and a lion are different species, yet they can interbreed, and the liger can reproduce. They argue that it can, that the female can, and that it can. And if you don't like those two examples, because they say, well, that's just an exception, and they, a dog is technically a subspecies of a wolf. This is a concrete one. A grizzly bear and a polar bear are different species. They can interbreed, and so can their offspring. They have no solid definition of species. They really don't. And then they try to hop on the creationists, such as me and Kent Hovind. You don't have a definition of a kind. What is a kind? The Bible is very vague. I would argue I have a good definition of a kind, or at least I have one that I can present to the Christian community or to evolutionists who try to say we don't have one. This is what I would consider a kind, because y'all constantly try to pick at that word. They constantly try to pick at that word, but they don't have a solid definition of a species, as I just told y'all. If it can interbreed, if they can interbreed and their offspring can, it's a species. Well, then why aren't a dog and a wolf the same species? Why aren't a grizzly bear and a polar bear the same species? Why aren't a tiger and a lion the same species? When all six of those animals, all three groups I just named, can interbreed and produce offspring that can. Yet they're different species. They don't have a good definition of species. It is not nailed down to the floor. It's not as nailed down of a definition as they want you to believe. That's my point in saying that. But I would say I have a pretty good nailed down, or at least a start for the definition of a kind, which is what the Bible says. They bring forth after their kind. It's like said 10 times in Genesis alone. I think that's it, but it's 10 times. They bring forth after their kind. Couldn't be any clearer than that. Humans produce humans. Dogs produce dogs. Whales produce whales. Oranges produce oranges. Grass produce grass. But understand what I'm saying when I show y'all from the tree. Oh wait. Understand what I'm saying as I showed y'all from the tree. They believe long ago and far away. They believe long ago and far away, we all come from something. So something non-human and non-dog produced a human and a dog. Maybe not at the same time. Gradually punctuated equilibrium or gradualism. They always say evolution happened fast or it happened slow. I got an idea how it didn't happen at all. It's not true. It's a fairy tale for grown-ups. That's why they need that's why they need that time. It's so stupid. That's why they need that time. They need billions of years. Because if I told you a frog could turn into a prince if you kiss it, that's a fairy tale, right? But if I say, if a frog could turn into a prince if you kissed it with billions of years, oh, now maybe it can happen. They need all that time to say why it can happen. Because it doesn't happen today. You know, dogs produce dogs. Humans produce humans. But what I'm saying is, I want y'all to understand. They believe long ago and far away, humans came from something, a common ancestor. Humans and apes came from a common ancestor that wasn't a human, it wasn't an ape. But it doesn't happen today. We can't produce something that's not a human. We can't produce something that produces two different things. Because that's what they're basically saying. You know, we don't come from apes. Because that is inaccurate. We don't come from apes. But they say we share a common ancestor with them. That is a lie. There was no common ancestor that produced a human and an ape. And they consider apes humans. But when I refer to apes, no, I'm referring to Caesar, gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans. Because they try to classify us as them, but we are not. There are many, many differences between a human and a chimpanzee. Many, many differences. They can't even think. We have a certain part in our brain that allows speech. They can't touch all of their fingers with their thumb as we can. There are many, many differences. We can't grasp with our foot as they can. Many different. Just like they try to say dinosaurs. They try to say dinosaurs came from birds. I thought I stopped recording. That's why I paused. They try to say dinosaurs came from birds. There are many big differences between birds and dinosaurs, and probably millions of minor differences between birds and dinosaurs. But I'll get on all that later. They have different chamber hearts. The only similarity they have about is scales and scales and feathers are both made of keratin. That's where the similarities stop. But I'm digressing because I want y'all to understand it, that it's really crazy. Hold up. Hold up. Look at this. Its evidence draws. Oh, that's why I went on that big tangent, because they try to say above the species level. There is no species. There is no level. Changes do not happen above the species level. Or I would argue, that they do. Changes do not happen above the kind level. The dog kind. Oh. Let me give you the definition of kind. I digress. This is what the definition of kind is. So if you want to defend the Bible, if you wanna challenge the species definition, as I've done, because they don't have it nailed down, but they try to get on us creationists because we don't have it nailed down. A kind, I would argue that I've just thoroughly almost nailed it down. Look, because if y'all can read this, God's classification system is quite different from the Carl's one we use today. A grizzly bear and a polar bear can reproduce. A lion and a tiger can reproduce, asking the offspring. Asking the grizzly bear. A dog and a wolf can reproduce, asking the offspring. But they're all different species. Interesting. A kind, this is what I would argue a kind is. You can clearly, a kind is. A kind are animals you can clearly tell are related. So more like a family, such as Canidae. I can't really pronounce it. Canidae. Dogs, wolves, foxes, dingoes, coyotes. They're all the same kind. They're also all interfertile, except foxes. But foxes are the same kind. But these four, dogs, wolves, dingoes, coyotes, they're all the same kind of animals. They can reproduce. That's the dog kind. The Felidae for cats. Cats, lions, pumas, leopards, tigers, cougars, cheetahs, jaguars, they're the cat kind. House cats, bobcats, sure, all those cats can't reproduce, but stand 10 feet away from it, take a step back and look at it. It's a cat. It might be a big cat or a small cat, but it's a cat, right? It's a cat. That's what a kind is. The cat kind, the dog kind. They bring forth after their kind. I just want y'all to understand that. And I might not, I don't mean to insult my audience intelligence, but yeah, like what? Look at this. Look at this. Ursidae for the bear kind. Black bear, pandas, polar bears, grizzlies, sun bears. They might, all those I just named might not can't reproduce as in their offspring as well. But the polar bear and grizzly can. They make the grizzly bear or the growler bear, whatever you want to call it. I love the crossbreed names of animals, because I refer to it as a liger, but it could also be called a tigon, or whatever, But the whole point is, that's what a kind is. Animals you can clearly tell are related, and animals that can reproduce, and animals that are related whether or not they can reproduce, because they'll say the tiger and the lion can't reproduce, or I think the female liger can reproduce, not the male one. But how do they breed then? They can breed though, right? They argue that the horse and the zebra, they make a zonkey or a zorse or whatever, and the horse and something else make a mule, and that can't reproduce. Or the horse and the donkey make a mule. There we go, and that can't reproduce. But just the fact that they could interbreed by itself is proof that they're the same kind of animal. Because we can't interbreed with a ape. We're so related to apes. Why can't we interbreed with one? The way animals who are clearly related can interbreed, even if their offspring can't. Shouldn't we be able to produce a monkey, a baby with an ape that just can't reproduce? But see, I don't think about stuff like that. And this video is becoming longer than I want it to be. But maybe these videos have to be long, because as much as I talk fast, I explain stuff, and I want y'all to understand what I'm saying, because I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy. I don't want y'all to think I'm just some guy who rejects science or something for the Bible. No, the Bible is scientifically and historically accurate. Evolution is not science. I don't have no problem with. I love science. Had good grades. I'm recording this video. My phone is sitting right on top of a science book. I have a science book supporting the heater that my phone is leaning up against. I love science. There's poison mixed in with the science, though. Lies, pseudoscience of evolution. Evolution is not science. As you will see as time goes on this channel. Stick with me. Another look, all of the animals aren't that easy. Birds and rodents. There are many different rodent kinds and many different bird kinds. I would argue that, yeah. An eagle can't reproduce with a falcon, and a weasel can't reproduce with a rat, or a rat can't reproduce. I don't know if a weasel is a rodent, but a rat can't reproduce with a capybara, which is a rodent. But they're rodents though, right? That's a rodent. I'm not saying that's the rodent kind, but they're rodents. There's probably the rat kind, and then the capybara kind. So I want you to understand what I'm saying. All animals aren't that easy, but those are three concrete examples of three different kinds: the bear kind, the cat kind, the dog kind. Three concrete examples that can't be tampered with. Look at this: the rabbit kind. Alaskan rabbits and Florida rabbits can't interbreed no more. There's too much genetic difference, right, from being in the cold variation and the hot Florida variation. But they could both breed with Minnesota rabbits. Interesting. Hence, they're the same kind. The rabbit kind, or the bunny kind, hare kind, whatever you want to call it. I just want y'all to understand that. I just want to explain that because back to the kinds. Hold up. Right here. Let me look that up right now. Hold up. I tried to say, can a hare and a rabbit reproduce? And it tried to autocorrect into a hamster. Look at this. Hares and rabbits cannot interbreed. They're different genuses. But are they in the same family? Let's find out. Leporidae. Interesting. In the family Leporidae. So I will argue, even though I'm going to use this as well for another example. I would argue, even though rabbits and hares cannot reproduce, because they're in different genuses, they are the same family. Stand back and look at it. Just like house cats and lions can't reproduce, because they're probably in the different genuses. But they're in the same family. Just like hares and rabbits. Stand back and look at it. A house cat and a lion are still a cat. Stand back and look at it. Even though a rabbit and a hare can't reproduce, they're still a bunny or a rabbit or hare. The rabbit hare kind, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They're still the same type of animal. Big ears, crazy eyes, hopping. You understand what I'm saying? They're still the same kind. A 5-year-old could tell you that. I just want y'all to understand. I want to clarify. I want to be crystal clear with this. Let me see. Is evidence draw back to the what is this? Back to the article by John Rennie or whatever. Let me see if I got his name right. Yeah, John Rennie. Let me see. Opponents of evolution. They say our arguments do not hold up. The creation arguments. I would argue that they do. All of them. But I'll let you decide that for yourself. Because evolution contradicts the Bible. You cannot believe in both. You can, but they're contradictory. That's like trying to believe. It's like trying to believe. I don't have an example right now, but just give me time. Just give me time. Let me see. Look at this. Where was I at? Oh, I was on 3. Okay. Is evidence drawn from the fossil record and DNA comparisons how organisms may be related? They don't even know. Maybe. First of all, DNA. Similarities does not prove a common ancestor. It can prove a common designer. Forks and spoons are both made of iron. Oh my, they are? That proves they both evolved from knives billions of years ago. No, it doesn't. But that's how they look at this stuff. In the fossil record, there is no fossil record. It's not a record. There are bones in the dirt. There's no record. You find a bone in the dirt, all you know is it died. You don't know it had any kids. You can't prove it had any kids, let alone prove it had different kids. All you know is it died. You don't find a bone in the dirt. Oh, 6 million years old, 65 million years old in China, BC. It doesn't say all that. They put their interpretation on the bones. Creationists do too. All the dinosaur bones are in the dirt because of Noah's flood. It's a worldwide flood, destroyed this earth, created Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is a washed out spillway, washed out dam. It was not formed millions of years by the Colorado River. But I digress. There is no fossil record. There are bones in the dirt. Okay, I just want y'all to understand that as well. Radiometric dating does not work either. Whether it be carbon-14, potassium argon, uranium to lead, uranium strontium, lead-208 to 206, uranium-235, or uranium-238. It does not work. None of them. It does not work. I want y'all to know that. Look, let me see. These days, most creationists acknowledge that microevolution has been upheld and tested by the lab. Microevolution is very real. There are variations within mankind. People argue what a kind is, but we call ourselves mankind. Dog kind, cat kind, bunny kind, or hare kind, rabbit, whatever you want to call them. Leporidae kind. I'm going to add that to my thing, While rabbits and hares can't reproduce. Well, I'm going to find something that can probably reproduce, but rabbits and hares, while they can't reproduce. Oh, I'm going to add that. I said a kind is animals that can't reproduce as well, but are clearly related. A hare and a rabbit can't reproduce, but you could tell they're clearly related as they're in the same family. So I said a kind is more close to a family, honestly. And not all of them. All of them aren't as easy as the rabbit kinds and the dog kinds and the cat kind and the bear kind. But those are 4 that are like concrete. And I just discovered one while on here with y'all. But what was I at? Incorrect. There's no fossil record. DNA does not prove similarities. It could just as much prove a common designer. Just like that, God uses we have keratin in our nails and something else, or it's in our hair, I think. Keratin in our nails, and keratin makes scales, and dog claws or dog animal nails might be made of claws, might be made of keratin. I don't know about that, but I know feathers are made of keratin, scales are made of keratin on reptiles, and our nails are made of keratin, and that proves we're all related. It proves that keratin is a good material to use to build different things. The designer used it to make different things. But they don't see that. We're all related. It must be. Evolutionists amuse me. I don't have enough faith to be an evolutionist to believe that life arose from non-life millions of years ago for no reason. It's very interesting if you ask me. It's also a lie. They're brainwashing our kids. We got to get this crap out of the schools, out of the textbooks, more accurately. Or acutely, whatever. We gotta get it out of both. Talking about we acknowledge microevolution. Microevolution is proven. It's a fact. There's no argument, no denying it whatsoever. It's true. I don't argue that. No one argues. I don't know any creationist that argues that. Look at this. Look at this. They just argued microevolution is right. I mean, they just said microevolution is right. That's true. Very true. It's right. Of course. No arguments whatsoever. But they say macroevolution involves inference. They say, I'm glad my jump just said low power mode, and I'm glad it didn't cut off. And cause I'm recording this on my iPhone. It said low power mode, and I'm glad it did not shut off. I'm glad it kept recording. I'm gonna end it soon because it's almost like an hour. I don't even know if any of y'all watch this. I don't got to, but just know I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I like speaking on creation because I believe God created this universe. God created the earth, everything, about 6,000 years ago. If you add up the dates in the Bible. The earth is not billions of years ago. The earth was not a hot molten mass. I don't believe none of that for a second. There's real empirical scientific evidence to discredit and disprove that. But they don't want that. They don't want to acknowledge it because I'm gonna explain evolution on this channel because they have to get rid of God and they need billions of years. Ooh, I'm kind of parched. I did a lot of speaking just now, right? About 50 minutes. I'm quite parched. Let me look these things up real quick because we can learn together. I'm not gonna act like I know it all. I know a lot. I don't know it all. He says John Rennie, and we're not gonna be able to do this whole article. This is part 1. John Rennie says macroevolution, what I told y'all is the 5th evolution. The first 5 things of evolution are fake. The first 5 terms, definitions, they're fake. They're false, fake, fiction, fabricated. There's no proof for them. microevolution, that happens. Or the sixth one, microevolution, that happens. But the first five, no scientific evidence for them whatsoever. Let me see. Involves inference, macroevolution, one kind of animal changing into another, such as all of us sharing a common ancestor. The common ancestor animal of apes and humans, whatever that was, evolving into apes and humans. That's macroevolution, not macro evolution. That's what he's saying this is. Well, that's what he said. That's what this is. Macroevolution. He said the study involves inference from fossils and DNA rather than direct observation, because no one has ever seen this common ancestor. All we see is dogs produce dogs, pigs produce pigs, cows produce cows, humans produce humans. No one has ever seen this macroevolution that they talk about. But they believe it's true from the fossils and DNA. I just told y'all, fossils can't prove anything. Fossils cannot prove evolution. You take a fossil into a court of law trying to say it proves evolution, they will laugh at you. Those bones, you can't prove those bones had any kids. You can't prove those bones had any kids, let alone different ones. A freshman law student would tear you apart with that kind of argument, for real. A freshman law student. Don't let it be somebody like Johnny Cochran. Nigga got OJ, y'all, and a lot of y'all think he did it. I don't know. I don't care. Look, in DNA similarities does not prove a common ancestor. Could prove a common designer just as well. But which include yet in historical sciences, archaeology, astronomy, geology, biology, they use physical evidence that they verify and lead predictions to future discoveries. Look at this. Evolution implied that the earliest known ancestors of humans. What does that mean? The ancestors of humans? Were they human or were they not human? It's whatever. It's a subhuman or something. There's no such thing. And my Bible says the first man, Adam, was the first human. There was no ancestors to humans. There was humans. Adam, the first man. Eve, the first woman. Nobody was before them. They're the first people on earth. This defies that. This contradicts that. What do you believe? I believe what I just said, not this. And not just because I believe it, because there's scientific evidence that disproves this. That's why. And I want to share that evidence with y'all because I'm aware of it, and I believe everybody should be. And everybody might not watch my videos. Everybody might not support me. Everybody might not give me a chance. They don't have to. I'm going to get this stuff out, whether they like it or not. 5 million years ago, in the anatomically modern humans, about 200,000 years ago. All lies. First of all, the Earth isn't even 5 million years old, nor is it 20,000 years old. It's only 600. No, it's only 6,000. I say 600. I mean, we're in the year 2000. Of course, it's not 600. It's 6,000 though. About 6,000. Trying to get y'all the most facts. This thing got like 10 minutes left, not 7 minutes left. I'm not gonna do more than an hour. I'm gonna do an hour. I didn't even mean to be an hour, but I start talking and I'm real passionate about this. This is the need I see in life. Find a need and feel it. This is it. People need to know the truth. And it's not, evolution is a lie. Wait till I get my first debate. I'm going to destroy somebody. I'm going to be like, what? You're inaccurate. I'm going to kill them. Watch. I'm going to tear their argument apart. No ad hominem. Facts. That's all I ever need and all I ever spit. Let me see. Look at this. Strata, Jurassic period. That's where they say dinosaurs lived. 65 million years ago. Jurassic. All that's baloney. The geologic column was made up in freaking... What was it made up? It's made up in 1830 by Charles Lyell. Way before there was any uranium strontium, lead 235. Yeah, but way before there was any carbon-14, potassium argon, any of those dating techniques even thought of. The geologic column was made by Charles Lyell, who wrote Principles of Geology. So the geologic column is which is this. Let me show you. Let me take a picture for you. I got a picture. I got a picture. Let me show you a picture. This, the Precambrian, the Paleozoic, the Mesozoic, the Cenozoic. All this is baloney. These layers aren't different ages, folks. And there's proof of that, such as petrified trees running through all of them, all these separate layers. How are trees running through these layers? Petrified. Turned to stone. What would turn trees to stone under the earth, in the soil, in the layers, the dirt, and how are those trees standing up if the layers are different years, millions of years apart? You're gonna tell me the petrified trees grew through the layers looking for sunlight, or you're gonna tell me the trees stood up straight while the layers piled atop of them, when in reality they would have rotted and fell over? There are many things, and there are many things that disprove evolution. And the funny part is, all we need is one, but there are many, which I will expand upon as the channel grows. And cause I'm just showing y'all stuff from my mouth, my head, and my mouth, my head, and online. If I go my PowerPoint, it's not on this phone. I got PowerPoint here. When I go my PowerPoint, I have way better stuff on here. Way better stuff. Way better stuff. Which y'all will see in time. I got it. Look at this. Way better stuff. Y'all can see that real good. That look real good too, I bet. Real good. Look at this. Millions of years ago, dinosaurs walked the earth. That's a lie. Dinosaurs. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I be trying to move this stuff and all that. And I'll mess it up, and I can't afford to, because this is golden. These PowerPoint slides I have, golden. Took a lot of work to do all this. Millions of years ago. This is calling Jesus a liar. Dinosaurs didn't live millions of years ago. They lived in the garden of Adam and Eve. They lived in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. And it's about to reach. I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff, random stuff all over the place. But when I do this, when I do these PowerPoints, it's gonna be real easier, or real easier to get, there'll be visual aids. I know people learn better from looking. This is just me speaking, and you might not even be interested in the topic to hear me speak, but I want to speak on it. And let me see. We're right here. Evolution could be disproved in other ways too. If we could just if we could just document the spontaneous generation of just one complex life form from inanimate matter, but there's no such documentation. No one has ever demonstrated it, tested it, studied it, or observed it. No one. It's not true, folks. That's my whole emphasis. But there are a lot of false proofs in evolution. But anyway, I'm gonna end it right here with the fourth bullet, the fourth point. Scientists doubt the truth of evolution. He said no evidence suggests that evolution is losing its adherence. I meant to look up something, but I forgot. I'm gonna look up inference though. I remember that. He said macroevolution is based off the inference, a conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. There is no evidence nor reasoning from the fossil records in DNA, because he just said loud and clear that's what evolution, macroevolution, is based upon. One kind of animal turning into another one, evolving into another one, when it's not true. Not true at all. There's no evidence for it. It's not even no inference for it. I didn't even know that's what inference meant. I know what inference meant, but I didn't. A conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. There is no evidence and reasoning. They amuse me, these evolutionists. But this is part one of why evolution is not a fact, or evolution is not a fact. I'm gonna do part two. I'm on 4.4. Got a lot of talking. 0.4. We got like it's 15 points in here, or 15 answers to creationist false arguments, whatever. But yeah. So I just wanted to give y'all that. I guess I'll upload after this. I'm gonna upload a rap video next. Or not a rap video. I don't have no money for that. Niggas trying to charge like $250 for a video, and they're not even no effects. Niggas is drunk. But excuse me, Jesus. But yeah, no. I'm gonna upload a rap song next. I'm gonna upload a rap song after that'll be the next video after this, and then I'll upload why evolution isn't true, part 2. Why evolution isn't a fact, part 2. This is Take Cash cashing out. Hope y'all enjoyed.